guys, how you doing today? This is David Lucas back here again. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little bit since I posted a video. It's been like a few weeks. I'm really sorry about that. Things have just been crazy, and if you know what's been going around the world right now, not been living under a rock like how Jared Leto apparently was. The world is in a really weird place right now. Don't worry about all that, because today we're going to be talking about television reviews and movie reviews, and today especially what we're going to be talking about is a television review, so strap your seatbelts in. Now, since everyone's been kind of under quarantine, I've been watching actually a few shows that I haven't watched yet, and a few movies that I haven't watched in a long time, or just haven't watched yet at all. And one of the TV shows that I ended up watching was a TV show that my girlfriend recommended to me, and that she really loves this show a lot. So I decided to finally check this show out. I never really had that much interest in the show at first. I never really knew anything about it. I didn't see any trailers. I didn't really see anything about the show, so I never really cared to check it out until she told me about it and told me how much she loved it. So I went and checked it out, and damn, Mindhunter is a great show. I love Mindhunter. Let me just say, I binged through the first season within just a day or two. This show is freaking great. I love this show. It's probably one of my favorite shows that I started watching again. It's like really good. I like it a lot, and Netflix isn't really good at putting out some good content of their own original content. I'm sorry, but there are some still stuff of Netflix that I like their TV shows. I noticed their television series really do well. And Mindhunter is definitely one of those television series that do really good. Now, the basic whole plot of this TV show is that the FBI puts together a group of agents, of basically informants or agents, that study the criminal mind of basically serial killers, is what they call them in the show. Now, the main characters of this group that we follow is Holden Ford, Bill Trench, and Wendy Carr. They're basically a team that's got put together by the FBI, and they go out and travel to different states, different cities around the country, and study real life actual serial killers on, to kind of just talk with them and study with them how they became who they were, what happened in their life that made them cause to become what they were, what kind of reasonings, how would we be able to prevent this kind of stuff from happening, how will we prevent this kind of serial killers from coming about again in life. Basically study it, and this is a really good show showing these people study, interviewing real life serial killers, actually just having full-on normal conversations with them, having almost building relationships with them. It's a really interesting story that this TV show puts together with some amazing characters. What I really love about this show, and what really got my attention in the first place, is that I love how it's a very slow burning, character driven, kind of thought provoking kind of show. That's what it really is, and I love that, and it's been executed, the slow burn is executed so perfectly, and it could have easily went bad. It could have easily been a very slow, dragged on slow burn to where the ending doesn't really hold up to how it should be, but no, this is a good executed, slow burn, character driven show. I don't want to say movie, but it's a show, and I love it. I like how you find things out as an audience with the actual characters as they're doing these investigations, as they're studying these characters, and as they're figuring out the cliques and what goes on in these people's minds, these serial killers' minds, and also when they're out doing their normal small crime investigations too. You're really on the shoulder of these investigators, and you're really through this ride with them, and you're figuring stuff out with them throughout this show. And it's so cool, and I love that they do that, because most shows don't do that good. Most shows really don't execute that stuff really well, but this show does. Very good. Now, something I really love about this show is the main character, Holden Ford, played by Jonathan Groff. Of how that we see him change throughout this show as a character, end up seeing throughout this show how the slow burn and the very character driven and very good character development throughout the show is really all about him, and that the show and main story is mostly about him growing as a character and him changing and evolving as a person. And we see that throughout the show. We see him change. We see it all. And in some shows don't do that well. Some shows usually just like to tell you the characters change, but throughout like a whole season goes by, then just randomly a character is completely changed, and they don't go through anything, they don't learn anything, they don't do anything, but yet they change. But in this show, we actually see him learn stuff. We actually see him go through things. In these interviews that he's doing with these serial killers, how he's talking with them, how he's investigating them and getting into their mind and really starting to see what they see. He starts to almost take a spiral down to where he was. When we see him how he started out, he was a more assured, more straightforward, straight thinking kind of person. And then we see that crumble throughout this show with him. We see that even with the small investigations that he's doing outside of the actual criminals that he's investigating, these small little investigations of actual serial killers happen on during the time of him studying these. We see how that's affecting him. We see how everything in his life is affecting him. His girlfriend that he's dating at the time in the show. Everything in his life is affecting him and is changing him in his way. And we see it throughout the show with that slow burn that I was talking about. And they do it so perfectly. And you really feel like you're there with this character. And the actor just nails his performance on this. What I really like too about this show is that we see them investigate smaller crimes going on. We see them investigate other murders that are going on that are still based off of real life murders, and we see them investigating these while they're still doing their serial killer investigations of studying these criminals, and they take what they're studying from these criminals and using it with these investigations that they're doing in real lifetime. And we see how it all connects and it all kind of intermingles together, and is done very good by the writers. The writers of the show are phenomenal. And you see that, how it all intertwines and interconnects. There's no kind of filler episodes in here. There's no kind of filler investigations or filler crimes they do. Each and every crime adds on to how they study these criminals. And vice versa. They learn stuff from the crime, and then they bring it on to the stuff when they study the serial killers. And then they take the stuff they learn from the serial killers and use it to figure out these crimes. And it's done so well and intertwined so good in this show, and it just makes me so happy, and it's so enjoyable to watch. It never gets boring, it never gets tiring. It's always enjoyable and always makes you guessing and want to watch the next episode right away to figure out what goes on. Now, after today, my basically sum up of Mindhunter is that Mindhunter is a interesting, beautifully paced, perfectly executed, slow burn character study of real life murders and real life characters that honestly works so well with very good writing, very good intertwining with storylines throughout the show, to where nothing feels like a filler, nothing feels like a episode that doesn't need to be there. Everything needs to be there. Everything works good. It keeps you guessing. It keeps you on the edge of the seat, trying to figure out what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next episode. You're constantly like that with every episode. You're very into the mind and into the kind of study of these actual main characters, and you're following these main characters throughout this whole thing. And the show is acted very well. Some shows don't really have good actors, but this show is performed and acted very well and very good. And even the people who portray the real life serial killers that they're playing, that they're interviewing, oh my god, it's like you're watching the actual interviews of the real life serial killers. The voices and the way how these actors portray them beautifully. It's a beautiful show, executed beautifully well. I loved Mindhunter Season 1. I absolutely loved it. What did you guys think of Mindhunter? I'm really curious what everyone else thought about it. Do you guys enjoy it? Did you guys not like it? Or you never seen this show before and you want to check it out? Let me know, because I honestly really recommend it. The first season was amazing. I'm starting to get through the second season, and I just hope that everyone else likes the show, because I really like the show, and I'm really curious to know what everyone else thinks of the show. Thank you guys again for watching my video. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, make sure you like it, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.